Okay, welcome back. So we're going to pick up on Chapter 7 on the adventures of the Bailey school kids. Aliens don't wear braces. In the last chapter, Howie was pointing out to his friends that 10 years ago, all the color was drained from all the flowers around when there was a UFO sighting. And now colors are drained from everything from artwork, Mrs. Jeepers' brooch, even Carrie's sweater is no longer the bright pink it was before Mrs. Zortz touched her. So we're going to pick up on Chapter 7, Green Cheese and Laser Guns. That sounds disgusting. Green cheese. Laser guns could be fun, but green cheese is not. Mrs. Zork is no alien, and I can prove it, Eddie bragged. How? Melanie asked. Simple, Eddie told them. I'll follow her home. What will that prove? Liza asked. Eddie kicked at a rock lying on the ground. Any self-respecting alien is bound to have green cheese or laser guns lying around. Okay, it makes more sense now coming from Eddie. I'll peek in her window and see that she's just an ordinary teacher. Isn't peeking into somebody's window against the law? Liza asked. Eddie shrugged. I've peeked in plenty of windows before. Okay, not helpful. I guess it is the only way to find out about Mrs. Zortz, Melanie agreed. We'll wait until she leaves, Eddie told them. Then we'll follow her home. I just hope she doesn't leave in a spaceship, Howie muttered. After school, the four kids hid behind the dumpster. Soon Mrs. Zortz rushed out of the school, her braces sparkling bright pink when she glanced up at the sky. I bet she's looking for her spaceship, Howie whispered. Do you see her braces? Liza squealed. They changed colors again. Maybe she is an alien. Her braces probably measure all the colors she's stolen, Howie told him. Nah, she's just a bad aim with her lipstick, Eddie said. Shush, Melanie warned. The four kids waited for Mrs. Zorks to walk half a block before they followed curiously. Mrs. Zorks lived on Zender Street in a small white house with black shutters. Behind the tiny house was a gravel driveway leading to an old run-down garage. She's an alien any more than you are, Eddie said when she saw Mrs. Zork's house. Don't be so sure, Howie told them. Let's look around back. The four friends snuck around the side of the house. A huge black satellite dish took up nearly half the backyard. There's proof, Howie hissed. She's probably receiving secret messages from her mothership in outer space. Eddie rolled his eyes. A lot of people have satellite dishes, he snapped. Maybe Mrs. Zortz liked to watch foreign films. Howie glared at Eddie and then crept up to the garage window with his three friends close behind. Without a word, they peered inside. What they saw took their breath away. Chapter 8, Great Martians Alive. Okay. Inside the dingy garage was a white dome that looked like a huge turtle shell. Pale pink and green lights blinked all around its base. Gosh, Liza whispered. It can't be real, Melanie insisted. There's only one way to find out, Eddie said. I'm going in. You can't just walk into an alien's garage, Liza whispered. You could get arrested for trespassing. Who'd arrest me? Eddie snapped. The space cadets? He slowly turned the rusty doorknob. The door creaked open and Eddie slipped inside. I'm not going in there, Liza whispered. We can't let him go alone, Howie told her. He took a deep breath and followed his friends. Melanie started to go, but Liza grabbed her. Don't leave me by myself. Melanie pulled her arm away. I'm not about to stay out here where Mrs. Zorks can see us. It's safer inside. Now come on. Eddie and Howie were already checking out the odd dome. A strange humming sound came from inside. That's the humming sound we heard at school, Liza gulped, just before the electricity went dead. It's got to be a spaceship, Howie whispered. I'll believe that when I see it zoom through the sky, Eddie told them. Maybe you'll believe this, Melanie pointed to the color chart hanging on the wall next to a large panel of buttons. The word specimens was stamped on the top of the chart. The kids stared at the names listed down the side. Mrs. Jeepers' name was written in green, Carrie's name in pink, and Eddie's name in red. Ooh. Pink and green, Melanie whispered, just like the blinking lights on the ship. Why does she have my name in her garage? Eddie asked. Melanie shrugged. Maybe she's taking human souvenirs back to colonize new planets. But why are the names written in different colors? Liza asked. I know, Howie swallowed hard. Every person listed on that chart has a color Mrs. Zorks wants. She got the green from Mrs. Jeepers' brooch and the pink from Carrie's sweatshirt. It's obvious she's stealing all the colors. Who cares about missing colors? Eddie asked. Howie pointed to the chart. You should, because I think your red hair is next. Chapter 9. Alien Invasion. Did you tell your dad? Melanie asked Howie the next morning. Is he going to help us? My father wouldn't believe me, Howie told his friends. They were standing under the oak tree on the playground. A cold breeze made the white dandelion shiver. He thinks I'm crazy, he said. I may need therapy. Eddie punched Howie on the arm. I always knew you needed a shrink. This is no laughing matter, Melanie interrupted. Bailey City is being invaded by aliens. One goofy art teacher does not make an invasion, Eddie said. Then explain these white dandelions, Howie said. And the spaceship in her garage. Spaceship? A soft voice from behind. Mrs. Zorks, Lisa squealed. We didn't see you. The four friends faced the new art teacher. She was wearing a bright pink jumpsuit with a pink scarf around her waist. A white dandelion was in her yellow hair. Melanie put her hand on her hips. But we did see a spaceship in your garage. Mrs. Zorks frowned at the four children. Her braces sparked hot pink when she smiled. You must mean my kiln. I use it for I use it for firing pottery. If that's a kiln, then I am a monkey's uncle, Eddie told her. Mrs. Zork slowly patted Eddie on his head. Don't be silly. You look nothing like a monkey. Now you children must go to class. Well, she's already touching his head, so let's see how fast the color drains. The four kids followed Mrs. Zorks into the building. I told you it wasn't a spaceship, Eddie laughed. It's just an oven for baking clay. Maybe you're right, Liza said softly. Then what's happening to Eddie's hair? Melanie asked. Dun, dun, dun. Chapter 10. Drained. Eddie rushed to the bathroom to check his hair. What are you talking about? I've still got my hair, Eddie snapped when he came out. It's probably bleached from playing in the sun yesterday. She did it to you, Melanie said. She stole your red hair. You can think what you want, Howie told Eddie. But I know Mrs. Zorks is stealing all of our colors. And if we don't do something about it, we're doomed to live in a gray and white world. Eddie laughed. Who cares? Liza pointed inside their classroom. You will care if we end up with Principal Davis as our substitute for the rest of the year. Fair enough. Eddie groaned. Everyone knew that Principal Davis was the toughest teacher to ever hit an elementary school. His idea of fun was copying hundreds of math problems from the board. He was already busy filling up the board with double-digit multiplication problems. We haven't even learned that yet, Liza whimpered as they went to their room. Principal Davis smiled from behind his glasses. Then it's about time you did. I'm looking forward to teaching it to you today. Where's Mrs. Jeepers? Melanie asked. Is she still sick? Principal Davis nodded. She's feeling a little drained. She won't be back until her color is normal. I couldn't get a substitute teacher, so you're stuck with me. Luckily, we have plenty to keep us busy. The class had no time to groan before they started copying math problems. After that, they did 10 pages from their English book, 7 pages from their social studies book, read 3 chapters from a funny story, and did every magnet experiment from their science book. And that was all before lunch. Sounds horrible. By the time they reached the cafeteria, the kids looked as if they had run the Boston Marathon. I'm too tired to eat, Melanie complained when she sat down with a tray. We'd better eat, Liza told them. We need all of our strength for this afternoon. Principal Davis is working our fingers off. Eddie griped as he bit into a hot dog. Or griped as he bit into a hot dog. There's no telling what he'll make us do after lunch. Or tomorrow, Howie added, waving a french fry. And the day after that. And for the rest of the year. What do you mean? Melanie asked. Mrs. Jeepers is never coming back, Howie said slowly. Not until we get her color back. Eddie shook his head. Why should we help? I've never liked her anyways. We have to help her, Howie said softly, unless you want to be stuck with Principal Davis for the rest of the year. Eddie swallowed hard and nodded. His voice was hoarse when he said, We'll meet under the oak tree when it gets dark. Chapter 11. We know who you are. Howie stood under the oak tree and checked his neon orange glow-in-the-dark watch. The night air sent chills up his back, and the crooked branches of the oak tree made an eerie pattern against the starry sky. Finally, Eddie came jogging up the street. Where have you been? Howie shivered and pulled his jacket tight. I had to wait for Dad to fall asleep, he answered. Where are Liza and Melanie? I guess they couldn't make it, Howie said. Come on, let's head for Mrs. Zork's place. The two boys headed down Zender Street. making sure to stay in the shadows. The street was still quiet. Many of the houses were brightly lit. The blue glow of the TVs came from many of them, but Mrs. Zork's house was totally dark. Maybe nobody's home, Eddie whispered. Let's go check out the garage. The two boys shivered in the night wind as they crept around back. A low humming sound came from the strange object, and the blinking lights made eerie shadows on the walls. Howie pointed to the new row of red lights. There's the red from your hair. We have to get the color out. The two boys searched for an entry to the object. There's no opening, Howie said. Eddie pointed to the panel of buttons on the side. Maybe one of these will get it open. Then he started punching the buttons. Don't push those, Howie squealed. You don't know what you're doing. It was too late. The top of the dome lifted up. But before they had a chance to look inside, they heard a soft voice behind them. What are you boys doing in my garage? Said the voice so quietly that Eddie could barely make out the words. We've come to save our colors, Howie said bravely. Mrs. Zork laughed, and her braces sparkled in the dim light of the dome. We know who you are, Howie said, and what you're doing, and why you're here. We won't let you get away with it. Mrs. Zork put a long, skinny hand on Howie's neon orange glow-in-the-dark watch. Eddie, help me, Howie squealed. Eddie put his hands on a large black switch. Let go of him, or I'll send your spaceship back into orbit. What? Mrs. Zork said, holding fast to Howie. Maybe this will get your attention. Eddie hollered and flipped the switch. A loud ping rang throughout the garage, and the lights flickered. Stop that at once, Mrs. Zork demanded. Eddie placed a finger on the blinking red button. Not until you let Howie go. Mrs. Zork's hand slipped away, and Howie quickly moved beside Eddie. Make her let the colors out, too, Howie told Eddie. You heard him, Eddie said to Mrs. Zork. Let them go. You have until the count of 5. Then I am going to push these buttons. Stay away. It's very hot. Mrs. Zork's braces sparked more than usual in the dark garage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eddie counted. Only one more. Then your precious spaceship is spare parts. Mrs. Zork's braces were a bright glowing red when Eddie hollered 5. He leaned with all of his might on the red button. Red coils lit up, and steam came from the buttons of the domes. The entire garage started shaking, and a high-pitched squealing filled the air. That thing's going to explode, Eddie screeched. Howie grabbed Eddie's arm. Let's get out of here before this whole garage blows up. At the end of Zender Street, they stopped to catch their breath. Over Mrs. Zork's house, a fountain of sparks arced high in the air like a bursting rainbow. Oh. This is the picture they show. It's got like fireworks in the background. Wow. We're going to stop here and we'll do the last chapter in the next bit. So everybody hold on. This is too cute. What do you guys think? Do you think she was saving all the colors to bring back to her home planet as specimens? Or do you think, this is what I think anyways. I think she needs all the colors to power her spaceship to go back to her home planet. And that's why she's got to do them in a specific order. Just me. Just a thought. Let me know what you guys think.